Good morning, friends. So, day 2 in our Waiting on the Lord series, and I want to do something a little unorthodox. Okay, so where we're going with this is we're going to take the verse you did yesterday, or if you had plenty of time and did a couple of them, awesome. So we're going to go to the verse we had yesterday, and I'll review for you quick which ones they are. So when I typed into my translation of the Bible, which is an RSV CE 2, also known as the Ignatius Bible, I typed in the phrase waited on the Lord. You can choose a different phrase like waiting on the Lord or wait on the Lord. You can choose. That's what I typed in, and these are the verses it gave me. So these are the ones I'm going to refer to throughout the week. If you want to, you could take the time, if you didn't see yesterday's video, go back and watch episode 98. So here are the verses. It was Exodus 24:12. Judges 3:25, Psalms 37:34, Isaiah 25:9, Isaiah 60:9, and Lamentations 3:26. Okay, so I really focused on Isaiah 6:9 yesterday. So what I did was I got a new app for my computer. I have Microsoft, so I have both Word and PowerPoint, and so I was able to get an app for it called Pro Word Cloud. You may not be able to get that if you don't have Microsoft products, but you can find plenty of Word Cloud programs that are free out there, or you can just do this randomly yourself. What I did was I typed in all the words that were in the verse, so my Isaiah 60:9, I typed in all the words, and it generated this little poem. They're called word clouds. And I found it really interesting. So it's a different way of meditating on the words. Instead of just reading them in order, I know this sounds so crazy, I read them out of order. So what I got, like what jumps out at me at different moments, is going to be different than reading it straight. So, and in a word cloud, the more times a word is used, the bigger that word is. And the fewer times it's used, the smaller. So you can see the word that's used the most is probably Lord. So you get like Lord God, Holy God, Israel, afar, glorified silver, one, Tarshish shall name, bring afar gold islands. Wait first. Wait first kind of jumped out at me. Wait first, Israel. Wait first on the holy God, your Lord. So it helps me rearrange the words and find some deeper meaning. Now, am I pulling out something that's not there? No, because when I'm done looking at this, and I can write down my new little phrases, how I've rearranged them, and maybe it's helping me break through. It sounds odd, but break through the translation a little bit so that it's more natural speech for me personally. And then I'm going to go back and read the original again. And hopefully by then I've spent enough time with the words that they're able to penetrate deeper into my brain. So I'm not saying make up your own poem with the words. It's just a different way to interact with the words. And then we're going to go back and read it as before and do the same thing as before. Do they have any different meaning to you now that you've spent time with them? So you spent some time with them yesterday. Looking at them, just saying the words and hearing them verbally. So what I'm trying to get you to do is to visually see the words. So we're using our senses. The first day we used our auditory senses, and today we're using our visual senses to look at the words in new ways. And then we're still going to go back and look at the main verse and just see if you understand it a little bit more deeply, or maybe there was something out of context, a particular word that was throwing you off, that by doing it this way, that word's no longer holding you back and you can really get into the verse. And again, I want you to journal with it, whether you're journaling with words or you're drawing it. And I want you to relate these to the 3 comings of Christ, right? So the first coming of Christ in the incarnation, when he was born as little baby Jesus in our nativity scenes. And of course, we know the third coming is when he comes in glory, right? In the end. But in the middle is also important when he comes to us through the sacraments, right? Through the Eucharist. And he comes to us personally. You have to love my phone ringing in the background. Sorry if you can hear that. So then after doing just that verse, I went back and I did the whole chapter. And I won't lie, I didn't type out the entire thing. I copied and pasted it. But this, you can see it, even though I did it mostly vertical, it kind of jumps out at you this way because the biggest word was shall. So it's telling you all the things that the Lord shall do. He shall come in glory. See the glory of the Lord. Call upon the Lord. Radiant, gather round, eyes thick with wealth. What? Glorify the nations. Will God bring? Zion carried. So it's just really interesting. The camels in multitude is also kind of funny. The gates at night. Remember the Old Testament talked a lot about watchmen. And what were the watchmen watching for? Are they waiting on the Lord, or are they waiting on daybreak? And that was kind of an important point throughout the Bible. So that was jumping out at me. So here's my entire chapter. And you can see, what are these little tiny words? There's some tiny words that only happen once. Okay, that one's probably a typo. That's probably this. Frankincense in here gathered. I love that kings get bigger. Nations, God, bring, Lord, shall, call upon the Lord, shall. It's all the promises of the Lord. He shall. So now when I go back and look at this, I'm probably going to be looking, the word shall made me think of promises. So I'm going to look at this passage again through the lens of promises. What are the things that God has promised us? And that helps us to wait on him when he's made promises, right? Isn't waiting easier when you know somebody has promised you the end? And friends, God has promised us the end. He's already told us how the story ends. We're just waiting on him to do it. And as we wait, we can't help but go spend time with him because we're waiting for him. Like when you're waiting, do you remember when you were little and you were waiting for your grandparents to come and you were so excited and you might run and clean your room quick, or straighten something out. You might get out a game you wanted to play with your grandma, or a new toy or a doll or something you wanted to show them. You were excited for them coming. So you ended up kind of cleaning. You might make them little gifts. You got out all the things you wanted to show them. So that's Advent. And really, that's everything we do until the second coming. We're gathering up our beautiful things. We're making things beautiful for the Lord, straightening them up, getting them in order so that they're righteous. And we're gathering all our favorite things for him, right? All the beauty and truth that's in the world. We want to gather it all up for him. Gather is a word that happened a lot in my word poems. So it's kind of exciting for me. That's where I'm going with this. I am feeling like a little kid ready for Christmas. What are those things that you want? And then what would you have, right? Some people like to say, when I get to heaven, these are the things I'm going to ask God, or this is the first thing I want to do with my grandparents. I like to think that when I get to heaven, all that, what I'm going to say to everybody thing is not an issue, because I'm just going to be so darn happy. I'm probably going to be speechless for once. No joke, probably going to be speechless. So, but this whole thing is really getting me in anticipation. So I only did the one verse, and it's how it spoke to me. I'm really interested to see how it's going to speak to you guys. So we've listened to it and journaled. We've looked at it and journaled. I don't know what's going to be next for tomorrow, but stay tuned, because we are waiting on the Lord, and not just a sitting wait, but we're out there in the world doing things. And again, friends, that's what my secular Franciscans are about. We spend time with the Lord in meditation and stuff, but we don't just sit there. We get out and we're in the world and doing things as well, taking time to reflect and then going back out, right? Filling up, spilling out, filling up, spilling out, and you can't help it. And that's maybe when we're all filled up, that's when the second coming's coming. The third coming is going to happen. Maybe it's when we're finally all filled up. I don't know, friends, but I am getting so excited for this Advent season. I hope you are too. If you've liked this video, please don't forget the little circle that appears with my face in it is a subscribe button. So please subscribe so you can continue seeing these great videos. There's also a subscribe button, and there's a little symbol of a bell. If you see it and you ring that, you're going to be notified every time I put new content up. As well as sometimes there's going to be a little box up here, and it's going to be a video suggested just for you, viewer. So don't forget to check all that out. God bless you. Sorry. Have a blessed day. Bye.